Explorers, I'm Kat, and this morning, before we get started with the rest of our video, we have got a very special video to share with you from Mary, and it's all about the Christmas shoeboxes.
Good morning everybody, it's lovely to be with you today. Now my name is Mary and I've come to talk to you about something that I think is very important. I know it's only the middle of October, but I'm sure that you've already started thinking about what you would like to have for Christmas. These things start very early, don't they? And I'm sure too that when Christmas comes, you will receive some nice presents. But do you know that there are children in some parts of the world who don't get any presents at Christmas? And I thought it would be really lovely if we could share with them something of our joy that we have at Christmas by giving them some small gifts. Now, this is very simple, and I'm just going to talk you through the whole process of what you have to do. We have contact with an organisation that takes shoeboxes full of presents to children in Eastern European countries, such as Romania, for example, and they give these boxes to children who otherwise would have nothing at Christmas, and it brings them great joy and happiness. So I'm just going to explain exactly how you can be involved by preparing your shoebox with gifts. Now, first of all, you need an empty shoebox, such as this one perhaps. It is better if you have a box that has a lid that comes off rather than a fold-on one, because once you've got your shoebox, you then must cover it, and it's easier if the lid is separate, in Christmas paper or any kind of pretty paper. And here's one I've already done, just to show you. Quite tricky covering a box, but I'm sure you'll enjoy doing it, and I'm sure there'll be adults who'll be prepared to help you. Now, once you've prepared your box, you could perhaps go shopping with an adult and buy one or two little gifts. Now, the sort of presents that we have for Christmas are usually quite big presents. I know people who have had new mobile phones and Xbox games and all sorts of things. But for these children who have nothing, even the smallest gift will give them great happiness. For example, in my box, I have prepared for a girl who is between 6 and 11 years. Before you do your shopping for your gifts, you must decide on the age group that you want to send this to. So mine is for a girl aged 6 to 11, and I have bought a hat, like so, and a pair of socks, rather fine, aren't they? And a flannel face cloth, which I'm putting in my box as well, a pair of gloves, a purse, some sweets. Now, these are chewy sort of sweets. Please don't put any chocolate in there, because chocolate will melt and that'll make an awful mess and upset your whole box. I've also put in some colouring pencils, a few pens, a toothbrush. Now you might say, well, that's not a very exciting present. But for people who haven't got things that we take for granted, it's very important. So a toothbrush, and of course you need some toothpaste to go with it, is a good thing, or are good things, to put in your box. I've also got a rather nice little tin with the cat on the front to keep things in, a comb, a bar of soap to go with the toothbrush and the toothpaste and the face cloth, and then a little sticky pad, a little note lid. Good to put writing things in, because you take it for granted. You can just go and buy a pad and some pens and whenever you want to. But for people who haven't got things like that, they are very important. So a little pad of some sort, packet of tissues, and then it's nice if you have some sort of little toy or something like that to put on the top. So we've just enough to fit in your box like that, and when you've filled it up, you put on your lid. Important to put first, one other thing, please don't wrap any of the presents you put in, just put them in unwrapped as I have. Then you put on your lid, and once you put on your lid, it's quite important to put on an elastic band, because otherwise the lid comes off, the presents are scattered everywhere, and that's not much good, is it? And then you will all have one of these leaflets, and in the leaflet there are a couple of labels. One says boy, one says girl, and it gives different age groups, and you choose your age group, tick the box and stick the relevant label onto your box, as I have done here. This one is for a girl, as I've said, age 6 to 11, and I've put the label on there so that when these boxes are packed up and sent away, people will know that whatever is in that box is suitable for a girl age 6 to 11. Now, as well as that, we do ask you just to put in, on the leaflet there's a little envelope, if you could just put £2.50 in there, because to take these boxes to these countries costs a lot of money. They go in big lorries, and big lorries need fuel, petrol, diesel to go in them, and that costs a lot of money, and that is what the £2.50 is for. You will also find details on the leaflet as to how you can pay this money online, and if you talk to an adult about that, they may prefer that you do it that way. So I think that's just about it. I've got another box here. This one is for a boy. I've got a hand puppet and otherwise much the same sort of things inside. Now this, you can have a lot of fun doing this. You can do it as a whole family together planning it, or by yourself, or whatever. But just remember, it would be really lovely to send a box with your love to somebody who otherwise would have nothing at Christmas. And if you would like to, you can put a picture of yourself inside and a little letter. That will be even better. Now, Kat does have some of these shoeboxes in the church at the moment, and the leaflets, so you can get both of those things from her, or if you have a shoebox at home, use your own. That's absolutely fine. So it's been lovely speaking to you this morning, and I hope you enjoy packing your love into a box.
I can't wait to start filling my shoebox. That was really exciting to hear from Mary that we can do something that's going to make a difference in other children's lives this Christmas. Wouldn't that be a fantastic thing to be a part of? Now, today in our video, we are going to be carrying on with our theme of integrity. Remember, integrity means choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. I wonder if you've had a time this week when you've been able to act with integrity. Perhaps you've been playing a game and you chose to really follow the rules of that game and not to cheat and try to be sneaky. Or maybe you've been playing a game and when you got out, nobody saw, but you owned up and said, actually, I'm out now anyway. Or perhaps you've acted with integrity because you've made a bit of a mess this week, but when someone asked who did it, you said, sorry, it was me, and helped clean it up. Well done to you if you've acted with integrity this week and been truthful. That's brilliant. Now, this week we have had a few more entries to our competition, so there are some more names in our prize bag because a few more people have managed to master our memory verse for October, so well done to you if you've done that. Remember, if your name goes in the prize bag at the end of the month, you could be winning this set of gladiator poles. So you want your name in the prize bag as many times as possible. So to give you a chance to do that, I am going to be sharing another challenge with you at the end of our video today. But first, we are going to hear the story of a sneaky servant called Gehazi who tried to be a bit of a trickster, and instead of acting with integrity and telling the truth, told a bit of a lie.
Hello, friends. It's me, Graham, and I am a hero. Hee-yah! 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 Uh-oh. Well, okay, I'm not a real hero, but I'm pretending to be one. It's fun to be a hero because heroes have integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And heroes, above everything else, are truthful. Of course, it's also fun to pretend to be the villain. Now you will know the power of the bucket. For I, Buckethead, am your second cousin once removed. No, that's impossible! We look nothing alike! Would I lie to you? Yeah, probably. You're right, I probably would. The good thing about pretending to be the bad guy is that I can stop pretending anytime I want. But as you'll see in today's story, when you cheat and lie in real life, it's a little harder to take your mask off. It's really hard to breathe in here. I'll see you all back here soon.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 2 Kings, chapter 5.
Naaman was the commander of the army of Aram, one of Israel's greatest enemies.
Forward march!
Though Naaman was a wealthy man, he had one problem that no doctor could solve. He had a terrible skin disease.
Make it go away.
Then Naaman heard news of a prophet in Israel, Elisha, who might be able to help. But instead of going straight to Elijah, Naaman took rich gifts to the king of Israel, along with a letter from the king of his own land explaining how important he was. The king of Israel frowned as he read the letter from his enemy, the king of Aram.
I am sending my servant Naaman to you with this letter. I want you to heal him of his skin disease. What? No! I'm not God. Your king is trying to pick a fight with me. But I just
Not listening. La, 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 la.
The king of Israel made such a fuss that Elisha heard the news and sent a messenger. It was probably his trusted servant, Gehazi.
I'm a good guy. Trust me.
Gehazi took Elisha's message to the king.
Elisha says tell the man to come to me.
Gehazi raced back home to help Elisha prepare for the important visitor. And sure enough, the king of Israel sent Naaman straight to their doorstep. Gehazi peeked out the window.
Look how low the chariot is riding. What's in the back? Embroidered robes and bags of something?
Gehazi?
Hurry up. You gotta look good for this guy. I'll get you your best robe.
Nope.
You're not wearing the robe?
I'm not going out.
Not going out?
No, you are.
My robe?
What's wrong with your robe?
It's old. It's not even a decent name brand like Melchizedek or Queen Jezebel.
Elisha sent his servant out the door with a message for Naaman.
Are you the prophet?
No. But let me just say that is one excellent chariot. I see you got the golden hubcap.
Where's Elisha?
He says, go, wash yourself in the Jordan River 7 times. Then your skin will be healed. You will be pure and clean again.
I thought Elisha would come out himself.
I know, right?
Look, can't he just say some words and wave his hand and, make me better?
That's what I was thinking too.
And the Jordan River? I mean, it's full of muck and tadpoles and... forget it.
Naaman tore off, angry, but his servants convinced him to follow Elisha's instructions. Naaman dipped 7 times in the murky Jordan River, and when he rose from the water on his 7th time...
What?
His skin was perfectly clean. He was healed.
Unbelievable.
Naaman raced back to Elisha's home. This time, the prophet came outside along with Gehazi. Naaman marveled at his unmarked arms and hands.
Now I know that there is no God anywhere except in Israel. Please take a gift from me.
Gehazi inched closer to the chariot. He could see the richly colored robes hanging over the bags of gold and silver.
Is that a genuine Melchizedek robe?
Uh-huh, the real deal.
Just have your servants unload around back and I'll...
Nope. I serve the Lord. You can be sure that he lives. And you can be just as sure that I won't accept a gift from you.
What?
Please, I'm begging you.
He's begging you, Elisha.
But Elisha still refused to take a single coin from Naaman and send him away in peace. Elisha went back inside, leaving Gehazi speechless on the doorstep.
What? No. Seriously?
Gehazi could still see the dust kicked up by the horse's hooves.
Elijah should have taken something. If he didn't want it, he could have just given it to me.
With that, Gehazi took off running down the road. His arms pumped and his sandals flapped as he crested the hill and came up alongside the chariot. Naaman pulled it to a halt.
Is everything all right?
It's fine. My master sent me to say that two young prophets have come to visit. Yeah, that's it. Please give them 75 pounds of silver and 2 sets of clothes.
Oh, of course. Take twice as much.
Naaman's servants carried the heavy bags of silver and clothing back up the road. But as they approached Elisha's house...
Hey, thanks. I got it from here.
Straining beneath the weight of his heavy load, Gehazi snuck inside and stashed the clothing and silver in his room. Then he hurried back out and strolled through the front door.
Can't whistle.
Elisha studied him with sharp eyes. Where have you been?
Oh, me? I didn't go anywhere.
Didn't my spirit go with you? I know Naaman greeted you. I know you took money and clothes.
I was just being nice to the horses, making their load lighter.
You and your family after you will have Naaman's skin disease.
But then I can't wear my new robes.
Sure enough, Gehazi's skin was soon covered with sores, just like Naaman's was. Gehazi's lie had won him some new clothes, but it had cost him Elisha's trust and a full and healthy life.
Elisha's servant Gehazi told some lies, didn't he? He lied to himself, saying he needed more stuff than he already had. He lied to Naaman to get the stuff. Then he lied to Elisha about all of it. Maybe Gehazi wasn't a bad guy, but would you be able to trust somebody like that? Never! What if someone lied to you? What if they said they were going to keep a secret, but they let it slip out? Or if they said they'd do one thing, but then did something else instead? Do you still trust them? Oh no! It's harder to trust people after they've let you down, right? Correct! It works the same way when we're the ones who tell the lie or don't do what we say we'll do. It can make us come across as the villain. So here's the one very important thing to remember. When you're not truthful, you lose trust. When you are truthful, you're the hero! And if you need even more evidence that being truthful is the way to go, look to Jesus. He always did exactly what he said he would do. He can be trusted no matter what. That's what I want to be. What do you say, Buckethead? Will you turn from your villainous ways? Do I get to keep the bucket? Sure. It's a deal! Great! Go be heroes, everyone. Bye! Hey, Buckethead, how do you feel about tacos?
So what do you think? Would you rather be a hero or a villain? I suppose when you're playing a game, it can be quite fun to have a go at playing the villain and see what that feels like in a pretend game. But in real life, we want people to trust us, don't we? We want to be there, we want to be reliable people that friends know they can come to and share their secrets, and we're not going to break their trust or lie to them. So remember, it's so important to tell the truth and to not lie, to have integrity, so that we can have trust in our relationships with other people. That's really important. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have had quite a few more names come and go into our prize bag this week. If you would like to get your name in the prize bag, here is something that you can have a go at. You'll need some paper and some paint, a felt pen, and your own foot. So, because our memory verse this week talks about walking in integrity, we're going to make a footprint poster to remind us of it. So you're going to need to paint the bottom of your foot. You might need someone to help you do this. Make a big footprint on a piece of paper and then write the memory verse either at the top or at the bottom. You could write it around the edge of your foot, somewhere on there, and then you can stick that on your wall. Now, if your family is up for a bit of a challenge, perhaps everyone in your family could do a footprint. Maybe rather than doing one poster, you could make a really, really long piece of paper and put all of your footprints together like you're walking along the paper. That could be pretty cool. Here's our memory verse, just to remind you. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. So, I hope that you can have lots of fun making a footprint poster. If you're creative, take a photo of it, send it in, and your name will go into the prize bag to have a go at winning the Gladiator Pole set. If you've got a good memory, you can still have a go at learning that verse off by heart, and if you send me a video again, your name will go into the prize bag. So I hope that you have lots and lots of fun doing that this week, and enjoy making your shoe boxes as well. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you in our next video. Bye!